We are basically at the halfway point of the 2023 season. So I think it's time to look at potential second half breakouts on the rookie side of things, right? Guys that have flashed or have shown talent that it's basically leading us to believe the breakout is imminent, right? Second half is going to be where they make their name, where they build their dynasty value. And basically, guys I'm looking to trade for right now because of what I think is about to happen over the next 8-9 weeks here. So, with that being said, let's get into it. The first guy is going to be Dalton Kincaid, and I don't think this is like a hot take. I think most people are probably expecting a bigger second half for Dalton Kincaid. Not only is he a rookie tight end, so it's going to take him time naturally to kind of evolve and grow in the NFL, which will happen as he enters, week 8, week 9, week 10, but also the catalyst here is going to be Dawson Knox just had wrist surgery. That means Dalton Kincaid is now the unquestioned starter. He's going to go from 50-60% of snaps up to likely 100%. I also wouldn't be surprised if we get a scheme change even in Buffalo as well. If they go from less 12 personnel, now that they don't have Knox and Kincaid, to maybe a little bit more 11 personnel, which could help feature Dalton Kincaid with some easier matchups as well on linebackers. But even before the Dawson Knox news broke, I think people were predicting the Dalton Kincaid breakout anyways, because coming off of a concussion, right, coming back in week 7, he sets a career high in targets, receptions, and yards, right? He looks to be the part of a first-round tight end that was athletic coming in and was poised to be a playmaker and a big part of this Buffalo offense, right? I think the number 2 target is still very much up for grabs because Gabe Davis, while he has produced for fantasy, still is not earning a massive target share. There is a ton of volume up for grabs, and Dalton Kincaid very well could grab a large chunk of it over the next month of the season. And then when you look at what Dawson Knox is leaving behind, that's where we can really see the path to Dalton Kincaid being a top 7, top 6 tight end the rest of the way, because Dawson Knox leaves behind an 11% target share. He leaves behind 5 red zone targets, which Dalton Kincaid only had 2. So there is a path forward just that will continue with his natural progression as a rookie. Dalton Kincaid is likely at his lowest value point of the season. So again, if you can go and trade for him now before I think we all sort of catch on and see the actual talent that's there, you're going to make out pretty well with Dalton Kincaid here. Now, switching over to the wide receiver position here, our second player is Rashee Rice. And if you were a YouTube member, this is not a surprise that we are continuing to tout Rashee Rice, right? We've talked about him on the extended version of 5 Moves to Make several times. He is a player that we have been very excited about, and all of the numbers have basically been trending up since week 1. He is coming off of a career high in snaps, career high in, route participation. He has scored double-digit points now in 5 of 7 games. He has scored multiple touchdowns. He continues to produce as a part-time player. And the only thing that's going to change from this point on to the end of the season is he's becoming a full-time player. He ran the second most routes of any wide receiver in Kansas City last week. And I think that is probably the fewest he will run the rest of the season. Their bye week isn't for a couple of weeks, and I think post-bye week is when you get that true Rashee Rice explosion, right? A guy that jumps up to 80-90% of snaps. But even before that, right, he's continuing to trend up. He's going to cross 60% likely in week 8. Wouldn't be surprised if he gets to 70 in week 9 even. Rashee Rice, the best is yet to come, and he's a player that the Chiefs have desperately been searching for, right? They tried to find a wide receiver 1 in Kadarius Toney, in Sky Moore, in MVS, right? All of these other players, Mecole Hardman a couple of years ago as well. All of these players have not lived up to the hype. All of them have kind of flamed out or just proven they're not that good. Rashee Rice is not following the same trajectory as the other guys we just listed. We always talk about wanting the Chiefs' number 1 pass catching option outside of Travis Kelce, and has quickly become Rashee Rice. He is the only wide receiver there worth rostering. And even if the window is shut to buy, I may still be sending offers just because I think his value is only going to go up from here. Now, before we get to our second wide receiver here, guys, we're going to be doing the flip side of this video for our members, right? Not necessarily rookie second half breakouts, but rookies you need to be giving up on or looking to move on from. Check that out, guys. That is going to be available for our YouTube members only underneath the bonus content tier on the DLF YouTube channel. So with that being said, let's get to our second wide receiver, and that is going to be Josh Downs, another guy we have talked about extensively in our extended 5 moves to make videos. Josh Downs has been a trade target for us for a number of weeks. He finally has a big game, a really big game, call it, in week 7 with over 23 points, right? Over 100 yards. And some may argue that's the breakout. Like, he has arrived. I don't think that's the case, though. I think we're just seeing, again, Josh Downs kind of scratch the surface of what he can be. He's currently the wide receiver 32 in points per game. I don't think that's going to stick because even over the last 5 weeks, right, since week 3, he has put up 14.4 points per game. That's the wide receiver 23. And in dynasty circles, I don't think the value shift has really caught up yet. He is still very, very cheap. He is earning a 20% target share. And as a rookie, that's not easy, right? It's really not an easy feat, especially when you were competing with Michael Pittman and Alec Pierce, who was another second-round rookie the year before. So he came into a kind of semi-crowded wide receiver room, at least in terms of draft capital, and he's quickly asserted himself. While he's not Michael Pittman, he is still a very, very good 1B in this offense. So there is enough to like here to kind of say Josh Downs is just about to take the next step as a rookie here. And to close us out, we got to throw in one rookie running back here, and that is going to be Tyjae Spears with the Tennessee Titans. Early on, Tyjae Spears has earned a role basically immediately, right? He is playing over 50% of snaps. He has a 12.4% target share. He is averaging 6.1 yards per touch, which is top 5 in the NFL. He has been very good. He has had a clearly defined role in this offense. But the reason he's here is not because I think he steals work from Derrick Henry. It's because there is a very real chance that Derrick Henry is not on this team by the trade deadline. The Titans just moved on from Kevin Byard and basically got Terrell Edmunds and 2 late picks. This team is preparing to not necessarily tank, but they're preparing for a very down season and are starting to look to the future. That means Derrick Henry, Ryan Tannehill, DeAndre Hopkins are all players that will likely come up as trade targets in the actual NFL, right? Not Dynasty. And should Derrick Henry get moved, even if he gets moved and Tannehill and Hopkins in this offense kind of craters, Tyjae Spears is going to earn a massive amount of volume. He is going to be the running back of the future for the Titans. At least it appears to be trending that direction. The second half breakout is going to be predicated on Derrick Henry being moved and Tyjae Spears stepping into a massive role on an offense that loves to run a lot. They are willing to pass to the running back. There's a lot to like here. And even if the offense, again, isn't great, volume should help kind of overcome those offensive deficiencies. All right, guys, that is all we have for you. And if you like what we're doing here and you want to see the flip side of this video, right? Rookies that are doomed in the second half, check out the DLF YouTube membership underneath that bonus content tier. As always, thank you guys for watching, and we see you next time.